y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing tips and tricks for us eyeglass beauties. Want to go ahead and apologize for the reflection that you are seeing on my glasses from the ring light. If I turn it off, it'll be too dark. It's just, you know, one of those things, but that's what we're gonna do today. If you are someone who wears eyeglasses, this video will be for you. Are the eyeshadows and the techniques anything innovative? No, but I really think that they are super important tips for when you're doing your eyeshadow. So let's go ahead and get into the video. This isn't going to be anything innovative, probably nothing you've ever seen before. These are just my tips and tricks for when I wear my glasses. The first thing I want to let you know is, and I think this is probably a huge tip, whenever I know it's going to be a day when I'm wearing my glasses, I don't put foundation on my nose. So basically, right where my glasses sit, like right here, I don't put foundation there. Man, my glasses are dirty. I don't put foundation there because of course they're there throughout the course of the day, and you know, things will just kind of move and smear, and then when you take your glasses off, there's no foundation there. But what I will do is I will put a little bit of translucent powder there, or if it's only really gonna make a huge difference if you are wearing a full coverage foundation. If you're not wearing a full coverage foundation and you just don't put any foundation right here, no one's probably gonna notice. But if you are wearing a full coverage foundation, it might be a little bit more noticeable, just simply because full coverage foundation is not forgiving. Like, it shows every imperfection. If the shade is off, if you missed a spot, if you didn't blend it properly. So that's something that I do. I will just either put a little bit of translucent powder on my nose or a little powder on my nose and keep it pushing. All right, so next up, my eyes are already primed. I am going to use my Nars Skin Deep palette just simply because I use it on a model here on my channel, but I haven't used it on myself. So my eye is already primed. When it comes to the lid, I don't like to put any shimmer on my lid when I'm wearing my glasses, just simply because the reflection and how it looks, I feel like sometimes it can just it doesn't bounce off pretty at all. So I prefer to keep it matte, but when I do a matte, I want a matte that's probably a little bit more lighter than what I would go for, because I really want my lid to pop through my glasses. So we're just gonna go in with this shade right here. It's taupey for sure, and it looks like it's gonna be ashy, but it's not. So I'm just gonna start by pressing this on the lid, and I'm using my MAC 247 brush. This is a concealer brush, but I like to use it for putting my shadow on my lid. And I'm just going to continue to pack this all over. And it's okay if this gets up in the crease a little bit. Okay, cool. So now we have that all over the lid. So this is just gonna be nice white. This is just gonna be nice blank canvas, very, very soft and subtle on the lid. Next, I'm just going to take this tone right here, and we're gonna slightly run this in the crease. Actually, no, change my mind, hold on. We're gonna go in with this shade first. Had to remember what I did. I'm taking my MAC 224, and I'm just slowly grazing this in my crease, just more so to cover up the primer that we laid down. And now to warm up the crease just a touch, we're gonna go in with this shade here. This shade, it looks so much warmer in the pan, but then when I put it in my crease, it pops off way darker than what I would expect. So that's something to definitely be aware of if you do have this palette and you're using it. Okay, now, because I do want to have some dimension in my eye, I'm gonna take this dark, almost like a gray black here with a Morphe, it's a pencil brush, M506. And this is going to go just in the upper crease here, just to give a little bit of dimension. We don't wanna pull it too far down. And when I say pull it too far down, I mean putting it down here in the outer corner. Just leaving it right here in the crease. I just feel like mattes look better when you're wearing your lenses, because like I said, just how light reflects it, how the light bounces off of your lenses, and then if you're using like a shimmer or a glitter eyeshadow, I don't really think it looks the best. And also I feel like sometimes if I go in with maybe like a shimmer, or if I go in with a too dark of a color on my lid when I'm wearing my glasses, it kind of, I feel like my eyes, I lose my eyes, you know what I mean? So I tried to go too dark on the lid either. But if you want it to go a little bit heavier in the crease, just to kind of bring you some dimension, I think that works wonders. Okay, next up, I am going to take my liner. Where's my liner? Now this next step, take it or leave it, you don't have to do it. I'm going to do a slight wing, but something that I do for sure when I'm wearing my glasses, I do not at all let my liner get thick when I'm working in the inner corner, or even take it there at all. If anything, just the slightest bit of tight lining, but again, I don't want to lose my eyes. I don't want to shrink my eyes because I'm already wearing my glasses, and my glasses, like I said, I feel like I lose my eyeshadow a little bit anyway when I'm wearing my glasses, so we want to leave this inner area as bright and as wide as possible. So start either really, really tiny, just tight lining, or don't even put any liner there at all. So what I like to do is I start in the center, and then I'll just work my way out. Now, if you don't want to wing, you could just stop here, but if you want, you can keep going. I know wing liner is going to vary for sure, just depending on your eye shape. So I just like to get a line going first as my guide, then I'll start to build it up. And see, and this is another reason why I didn't want to bring this dark shadow here down to the outer crease, because if I bring it down, I really want my wing to stand out. All right, now I'm just going to bring this out ever so slightly. All right, so now once I have the wing on, now on the outside, I'll start building this and making this a little bit thicker. And then now I'm just gonna go a little bit on the inner. And this is just more so that way my lashes just look a little thicker. And again, we do not want this tight. We don't want it thick in the inner corner. And like I said, you can either skip that part altogether, just leave the inner blank, or just tight line it. All right, now for the next step, you're probably thinking, that's interesting. I wouldn't think to do that. So I like to take a color eyeliner, so either like an eyeshadow or a liner. I'm just gonna use this green Bobbi Brown eyeshadow in the shade Jade. Now, this is what it looks like here. I'll give you guys a nice little swatch. It's just this beautiful forest green. Now you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, it's gonna look crazy on your eyes. It's not. I love greens, purples, teals, and blues, especially on brown eyes, because it just kind of gives you like this nice little twinkle effect. It's really, really pretty, and it's subtle. You think you'll notice it a lot, but you really won't. I'm pretty sure this whole time when you guys were looking at this eye over here, you probably didn't even notice that the shadow, that the liner was green. So we're just gonna go in with a little green liner. And again, we are going in as far in the waterline as possible. We don't want anything thick because we don't want to shrink the eyes or lose the eyes. And I'm just going to take my paper towel because my sponge is on my vanity. I'm just doing this so that way I don't touch or move my concealer. And get as tight to your waterline as you can. All right, and then because you know I cannot go without my inner tear duct pop, we're gonna take this shade here. It's almost like a little bit of a champagne-y tone. We're just gonna take this slot, just the tiniest bit, and we're just gonna pop it right on the inner, just to give us, oh crap, my brush just went into the shadow. Just to give the tiniest little pop to the inner. And this is definitely more so of a satin shade that I'm using. I wouldn't call this a shimmer shade. It's very, very creamy and easy to blend. Voila. Then of course, just gonna throw on some mascara really quick. All right, so let me pop my glasses on. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize. You're probably gonna see the ring light reflection in my glasses. So sorry. And then last but not least, because I don't want y'all, hold on, because that's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, so now I think this is probably like a super important part as well, a lip color. I don't know, whenever I wear my glasses, I always like to have a popping lip, if you will. So we're gonna go in with some red today. I don't know, I'm just feeling. We're gonna go with the Fenty Stunna lip paint. And voila. What do you guys think? Alright guys, that is going to complete our makeup tips for eyeglasses. Sorry again about the reflection from the light, but I hope this video was helpful for you. The most important part to take away from this is, I feel, making sure that you're just leaving that lid nice and matte and bright and wide open, just so that way you don't lose your eyes. Because again, once you start putting shimmers and glitters on the lids and you have your glasses on, just how the light reflects, sometimes, like I said, I personally feel like you lose your eyes. Also, on top of that, using anything that's too dark as well, as far as like really going in heavy with a dark shadow, like you want some yikes, sorry, my friends are texting me. You want that dimension, but you don't want to just totally lose your eye. So I hope this is helpful for you. Down below, let's try this again, shall we? Okay, down below, let me know if this is helpful for you. And also, if you wear glasses and you have any tips or tricks, make sure you leave those down below so that way we can help our entire community. You guys know the deal. Keep it simple, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.